This is a very serious issue for SNAP benefits, otherwise known as food stamps, or sometimes referred to as EBT for the low income. I have all the details and what am I referring to here in this video. Let's get into it and talk through the details. All right, now everything I'm talking about here in this video pertains to the roughly 42.2 million beneficiaries out there that do receive SNAP benefits, otherwise known as food stamps, deposited onto EBT cards every single month. And these are vitally important benefits that these individuals need for their necessary food and groceries on a monthly basis. Unfortunately, with the roughly $112 billion that is going out to these beneficiaries every single year, about a quarter of them, about 25% of these benefits that are going out are actually not even making it into the possession of the people that they're actually supposed to be going to. Well, where's the money going then? Is it just phantom money that is just disappearing into the ether? Well, kind of not really, but at the same time, that's kind of what's happening. Now, this is a major issue, and this has been going on for years and years, and unfortunately, it's only getting worse and worse, which is why we're starting to see some of the states out there right now stepping up and issuing higher securities for these beneficiaries who need their benefits protected going forward. So right now I want to pop up an article on the screen for you right now so you can kind of look through this and kind of follow along a little bit, but I want to point out a couple of key points out of this article here that is talking about these SNAP benefits. Now, right there at the very beginning, you can see it. $25 billion a year of SNAP benefits is not even making it to the beneficiaries, which, by the way, you heard me say this just a second ago. Every year, about $112 billion is paid out to SNAP beneficiaries through these benefits, right? It's a lot of money going out to the people that rely on these benefits and need it for their monthly groceries or weekly groceries or whatever, for their food, right? But unfortunately, according to the projections and according to the preliminary estimations and things like this, about $25 billion of that money, $25 billion of that money is actually being skimmed off of these EBT cards through these skimming or cloning, different devices that are out there, right? Now, I've talked about this before in other videos. This is a major issue, which is exactly why they appropriated federal funds to reimburse these individuals in the event that this happens to somebody. That's also a very long process, and not even, here's the thing, if this happens, they may not even reimburse all the money, but they did dedicate, back in 2022, they basically passed a new piece of legislation during that time that said that federal funds would basically reimburse these beneficiaries in the event that somebody's benefits are wrongly taken from them through one of these skimming or cloning devices, right? So as a result, we're talking about $25 billion. Well, guess what? I would be willing to bet this much. Out of that $25 billion that is wrongly taken from these beneficiaries, I would bet that there's a huge percentage of that money that is taken from a beneficiary that, number one, may not even recognize it was gone, or number two, realizes, oh no, it's gone. What do I do now? I don't know what to do. I'm not going to do anything, or something like that, or just in panic mode and doesn't take action on it, as in calling their local office and saying, hey, I'm pretty sure my benefits were taken from me. Can you get me a new card? Can we retroactively pay those benefits back to me? Can we get that money back somehow, some way, at some point, right? So there's probably a huge percentage of that money that beneficiaries are not even getting back because, number one, maybe they didn't take the necessary steps to get it back, or maybe not all that money is being reimbursed to them from the federal funds that have been allocated to do that. This is a major problem. Now, why is this happening? I was going to say major. I'm going to reverse that and say minor. One minor detail that would cost very little money. I can tell you this much. For the amount of money that's being taken from beneficiaries on an annualized basis, $25 billion, to fix this would cost not that much money. I don't know, $50 million, maybe $100 million versus $25 billion. Huge difference, massively huge difference. So why they haven't done this yet still completely confuses me beyond anything I could ever describe. I don't know why this is not something that is being expedited and something that should be done immediately, and why they're not doing that, I honestly have no clue why this has not been done yet. But it all comes down to the little chip, the security chip on the end of a card. Now, you see this on credit cards, you see it on debit cards, you see it on virtually every single card that floats around out there. Except for EBT cards. Yeah, exactly. EBT cards are still like back from the 90s. They have a little magnetic strip on the back, and that's it. That's the only, the magnetic strip. You swipe it through the kiosk, and then boom, you've got your payment on the way, right? Well, guess what? These magnetic strips on the back of these EBT cards are so easily hackable, which is why they continue to target EBT cards, because they can so easily gather the data off of these cards. They have no security measures within them. They can yoink all the money right off the card very quickly with one of these skimming devices. When somebody types in their PIN number, basically they gather that data. They've got the card info, they've got the PIN data, and they can swipe that card instantly. They can get the money, and they don't even need to be anywhere near it. I mean, somebody that's doing this could be thousands of miles away, and they could be taking money right off of somebody's EBT card. It's nuts to me that they haven't done something about this. And they continue to lose all this money, $25 billion a year, to these situations, and they're not even doing anything about it. It's nuts, which is why I said earlier, there are some of these states out there that are stepping up right now. California is the first kind of pioneer to do this. They're stepping up and using their own money, state money. California is using their own state money. The federal government is not even paying for this in this situation, and they're distributing new EBT cards to all SNAP beneficiaries in the state of California. It was supposed to be done quite a while ago, probably around the middle portion, kind of middle summer-ish of 2024. Didn't happen, but they're a little bit delayed, but at the end of the day, at least late is better than never that they're working on this. So this is also something that is out there. Lawmakers, Ron Wyden out of Oregon, he's a senator. He's been one of the major people behind this, saying, this is nuts. Why are we not doing this yet, right? They have legislation out there right now to do this. Guess what lawmakers haven't done? Yeah, they haven't voted on it. They haven't passed it yet. They've done nothing about this. Again, why? It just seems so weird to me that they're not doing this. For the amount of money that's being lost every single year due to these skimming and cloning devices, they'd be financially ahead by putting the investment up front, getting new cards with the security chip within them to all the beneficiaries, and they'd be saving a lot of money every year. That's going to be staying in the possession of the beneficiaries, the people that have actually applied and received the benefits and have been granted that money on a monthly basis, right? Anyway, I found this article. Again, just want to share it with you really quickly so you can see the real dollar amounts and the magnitude behind this of what's really going on and how beneficiaries are being impacted massively by this. And realistically, the neglect of new cards not being issued to these beneficiaries, and the old style cards with the magnetic strips on them still being in circulation. Bad news, okay? Now, I'm going to say something really obvious. You already know this, so don't like sigh at me or like cringe or anything like that. But I just want to throw this out there really quickly. It's so obvious and so easy that sometimes remember this much. Sometimes the obvious and the easy are also easy not to do, right? It's easy to avoid the things that are so easy to do. But anyway, as they said there in that article, don't make an obvious PIN number like 1234 or 1111 or 7890 or whatever. Obviously, we know that, right? But if you do have the app on your phone for your EBT, you can freeze your card. You can freeze and unfreeze your card. Now, I just want to give you one quick little recommendation. If you want it, by all means, go for it. If you don't want to, that's totally fine too. It doesn't matter. But what's something you may want to practice doing is when you are not using your card, go onto your app and freeze your card. Just select freeze card. It's frozen, right? Nobody can take your money. And then when you're about to use your card or when you're about to get paid again, make sure to unfreeze that card so they can, deposit money onto it. And when you're going to go to use your card, make sure you unfreeze it for a couple minutes until you're, through the checkout line, and then freeze your card right again, right? So then even if somebody had your card details, which we never really know if somebody has it or not until it's too late and the money is swiped and it's gone. But you may want to just freeze your card. Super easy. It's going to take, a minute to go onto your app, freeze the card. Quick, want to use it? Oh, quick, unfreeze my card. Unfrozen, swipe the card, use the card. 3 minutes later, go back onto your app, freeze the card, right? Just hold it. So my point is, it may be a really nice way to just have that peace of mind knowing, hey, my card is frozen. Nobody's taking my money off my card because it's frozen, right? And then when you want to use it, the likelihood of somebody trying to swipe your benefits for the 3 minutes that you have your card unfrozen while you're in the checkout line, the likelihood of them trying to do it at the same time as that, probably pretty unlikely, but you never know, could happen. I'm just simply saying it might be a really nice way to just know, peace of mind, hey, my benefits are there. and my card's frozen. Nobody can tap into it. Nobody can get my benefit until they roll out a more secure measure, like adding those security chips into the card. What is that really going to cost? Can you believe that? What does it really cost for them to print up, say, 42.2 million new EBT cards with a security chip in them? What does it really cost? Like $1 per card? It's got to be so inexpensive to get these cards, right? I mean, here's the thing. Cards like that are so cheap. How do I know that? Go to a hotel, get a room, and they're like, how many keys you want? And you're like, I don't know, 1. And they're like, oh, okay. They just whip out all these little cards, right? I mean, it's like those little plastic cards, they're so cheap. I mean, you could ask for 5 key cards for a hotel room and they'd be like, sure, no problem. My point is, they're like practically free. That's how cheap those things are, right? So it's nuts to me they haven't done this yet. Anyway, just want to share this with you really quickly. Hope this helps you. Again, I'm here for you to advocate on your behalf and to represent you in any way that I possibly can. I'm here for you. Thank you so much for being part of the community. I truly do appreciate it. Can I ask a huge favor of you? If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe down below. Totally free to do so. Big subscribe button waiting for you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for being part of this community. Also, please feel free to share this video. If you know 1 or 2 people that receive SNAP benefits or have an EBT card, please share this video with them so they can understand what's going on here and some of the different legislation that's out there to change this. Also, feel free to check out the well over 5,100 videos here on the channel. Check out any other videos here on the channel and those that I've hand selected for you down below in the description or the top of the comment section. Some popular videos there. Otherwise, right now showing up on your screen as well, you'll see some videos. Thanks again. Please just enjoy your day, and I'll catch you again later.